So I'm going to be talking about Zangief this morning and Abigail. And the reason is that Zangief has been like the topic of conversation for some Zangief players just over the last couple of days. Not, I didn't come up with it, but like Brutus put out a tweet that was basically like, look, I think he's not as good as I thought he was. I thought he was maybe top 10 at the beginning of the season. Now I don't think so. He's not the only one who thought that Zangief was strong. We all thought that he was definitely stronger than in season 3. There's no debate about that. But how much stronger? So in Japan, tier lists have come out where he's, top, not top tier, but like right below top tier. He's maybe like A or something like that. I asked Itazan, what do you think about Zangief in season 4? Because he does speak a little bit of English. And he said that he thinks that Zangief's top 5. Now, that was early in the season. That was probably final round. Or maybe NCR? I don't really remember. But it was even Evo Japan. I don't know, man. The point is that earlier, sometime in this year, I asked him about it. And he thought that Zangief's very strong. And you talk with other players from Japan, they thought he was very strong. Well, maybe that's not the case. It's, I think, a little less certain how strong he is. I personally have felt throughout this season that while he's clearly better than season 3 Zangief, who was not on the character select screen, that he's not like way better. He's like better, but still is maybe mid. And like I've tried to think about like in the sort of two ways that I think about tier lists in terms of character strength, which is, in theory, if two players are equally skilled and they're both at the top level of skill, like how would matchups go? And I kind of figure out what the matchups are. And if a character loses more matchups than it wins, then it's not going to be a top tier character. Like it's going to be on the lower end typically. So that's one way. And the other way is kind of more subjective. It's, okay, fine. So say this character gets dunked in all these matchups, but they like have important tournament winning matchups. That there's other factors that goes into how strong a character effectively is, because what I care about is tournaments, and you're not going to be running into all these weirdo characters very often. How do those matchups go? And if the character beats important matchups, then it can be strong. And if it gets destroyed in important matchups, and it's probably not that strong. So those are like the two ways to think about it for me. And honestly, neither way do I think Zangief is that great. I don't think he's that great either way. I don't think he's bad. I would not tell you that. But I don't think that he's great. And even, was this a couple months ago maybe, there was talk about who's the best grappler in season 4. And I didn't have Zangief number 1. I think I had Abigail number 1. I think I had like Abigail, Mika, or maybe Mika, Abigail, something like that. And then Zangief. Maybe it was even Alex, then Zangief. It was like, I think he's fine, but not great. So here's what I want to do today. After all this long intro, I want to look at how Itazan does with Zangief versus how he does with Abigail. This is going to be an imperfect comparison, obviously, because what I'm going to be doing is looking at him actually playing as Zangief in one matchup, and then as Abigail in another matchup. And there's any number of factors that could show like why it's not a great comparison. Maybe he had too much. Maybe he ate too much on one of those days, and he's just feeling gassy, and he's not doing that great. Maybe the connections are bad because these are online matchups. Maybe he himself has just his own hang-up versus one character and not another. So it's not perfect, of course. But you can kind of get an idea of what the character's options are. So as I've done before when we've had these little analysis streams, I want to kind of separate the player choices from the character options, because these are not the same. There's a lot of overlap, but they're not the same. And you can get an idea of what the character's tools are and how they're applied by seeing them used. Again, lots of overlap, but you can still, I think, kind of separate these two things. So what I want to talk about is that, is Zangief and how Zangief is strong, if he's strong, or whether he should just be playing Abigail. Because that is something that Itazan's been doing more of. He's been playing more Abigail in tournament and online. Itazan said on his stream that he feels Gief is not as consistent as he thought. Wow, okay. There you go. There you go. Interesting. So I'll be looking at 2 matchups. I downloaded these from the YouTubes. I recommend both channels if you care about, Street Fighter V match videos. What these 2 compilers do is basically like look on, the online match leaderboards and stuff, and like download stuff and upload it, which I think is great. And one of them is, the first one is going to be from Maniaco Games, Maniaco, Maniaco Games, and the other one's going to be from Mesatsu. I think they both do good jobs like uploading SF5 ranked matches. So check them out if you're curious. I'll put their links in the chat at some point. Here, since we're going to be doing Maniaco first, I guess I'll do this. I'll do this afterward. But check out those 2 channels. And yeah, we're going to be doing the Ultra Chen TV Tuesday show tonight because we didn't do it on Tuesday for 2 reasons. I was at jury duty, so I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But then also just to not kind of break the walkout that was going on for Amazon workers. It's a little bit disconnected, I get, but that was our choice. So we're going to be doing it tonight. I got the sources, buddy. All right, here we go. This first one is going to be Zangief versus Fang. Let me know how the sound sounds. This is going to be Zangief versus Fang. The other one's going to be Abigail versus Dhalsim. I chose these 2 matches because I haven't watched them. Maybe Itazan blows up the opponent in both of them. Maybe the opposite happens. Hopefully not. Hopefully there's like back and forth. But I picked them because I think they're both losing matches for both of those characters, and I want to know like what sort of how you handle it as a Zangief Abigail player. I think one of those characters probably handles like most matchups in the game, but these are 2 that they both lose. I feel so. I feel like this is a pretty good lens to get like what the character's tools are. I did not get to be part of the jury, unfortunately. I never actually got to the stage where they interviewed me. I got to the jury selection stage, so I was in the room for other jurors being selected, but they never got to me. I was like later in the numbers. I'll talk about that on the Tuesday show tonight. Let's watch this video. This is Fun People, who I really, really like watching also. Super cool player. I mean, once this happens, okay, well, good guess. But like once that happens, once you're in SPD, once this occurs, Zangief has an advantage versus everybody. This is one nice thing about Zangief, that regardless of what happens, if you get close and you get a spinning pile driver, you can definitely snowball and take it in a way that Abigail doesn't really do now in Season 4. Abigail can just pump out the damage even better than Zangief if he finds the right hit. In terms of this like up close snowball effect, this is definitely a Zangief thing, and he's good at it. So, but the individual mix-ups will come. Sometimes people will jump out, but that's how it goes. Again, to try to separate the idea of the player choices from the character's tools. God, this character's so sick. Again, man. I don't care if it's a zoning matchup or not. If he gets in. Oh, that was cool. He's really going in a lot. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, so this is more what I think of when I think of this match is kind of mid-range stuff. Again, I don't know why he went in. He had to make a life deficit overcome, but he had plenty of time. Unclear. Yeah, maybe Itazan just destroys this Fun People. I don't know. I haven't watched this beforehand. But this is... Okay, nice work. And this is definitely what Zangief can do. Zangief can definitely just make it happen. That's it, for sure. So if you go back and look at this match, this round right here, there's just a couple of, like, choices to get in. He just picked the right moment. Oh, that was a counter hit even. So Fun People could have blocked. What did he try to do? What was his anti-air? I never see it. Maybe it was jab. Oh, God. Hey. I mean, that's Zangief. So that's definitely one strength that Zangief has. There's no doubt about it. And if you're playing against somebody like Itazan, whose mix-ups are just, like, amazing, then I understand why you might think the character is so strong. And so when I spoke with Itazan early in the season, and he said that Zangief he feels is top 5, in speaking with other people about like why he kind of thinks that, or why other people in Japan rate Zangief so highly, they have a separate conception of how to like rank a character than the two that I mentioned, where I think about, you know, how in theory two people have the same skill level and they're both very high level, which character would come out on top, right? That's like one way to think about it. And then and you kind of do that through the whole cast, and whichever character ends up with the most matchup wins is top tier. Another way is like which characters have the most success against the characters that matter. So if a character sucks and you never see it, like, does it really matter that that character beats your character? Like, probably not that much, practically speaking. And then the third way is who is actually just winning the most with a character. Like, who is having the most success, and which character is it that they're using? And by that metric, by all accounts, Zangief has had a ton of success in Japan in season 4 because Itazan is just so good. So this is kind of why I personally think that that's not a great way to do it, because that is mixing the characters and the players for me too much. So that's why I want to kind of separate the choices of the player from the options of the character. And look, in that game number 1, you could definitely see that the options were excellent that were chosen by the player, but that the character like has the tools to make it happen as well, clearly. Bam. Oh, he's so threatening. I'm still surprised that we see so much up close. When I've played this matchup versus good Fangs, they're like not going in like this. But I'm not Itazan either. And maybe that's a more frightening thing to deal with. Yeah, this is close lariat. Ooh, very interesting. I'm a little surprised to not see activation point come. Oh, yeah, that was probably supposed to have been it. I was talking about Fang. Dang, that's a lot of gray life up on Itazan's side, huh? Sick. Oh, boy. Ugh. Okay. All right. So this is like when I think of this matchup, well, even before this is like what I think about it. Is this kind of mid-range control from Fang? He's got good movement. He has, you know, plus on block options that come from mid-screen, like coward crouch kick. And he just kind of slowly whittles away your life without really giving you a great chance to get in. Obviously, if you get in as Gief, like I was saying earlier, you basically win matchups. But... oh, you know, what a genius. Yeah, you can't. I mean, I absolutely agree with Shadowplay 69. This is why when I've played against good Fangs, they don't go in. That a lot of the mix-ups that tend to work for Fang, whether they're sort of with V-Trigger 2 and then you approach and there's a cross-up or not, stuff like that. Or if it's not in V-Trigger 2, if it's just like you've set out Ryobenda and now you can do a cross-up or not. Even, you know, meaty up balls, stuff like that. That can be useful against other characters, but versus Gief with Lariat and V-Trigger 1, it's like not that effective. So like I play Mono and he's always just away. So I'm a little surprised to see how Fun People is approaching this. That was cool. Man, but why? To be fair to Itazan, so I'm like a little confused about how this is playing out on Fun People's side. But on Itazan's side, you continue to see a lot of great decision making that is facilitated by the character. So he is able to absorb from frame one with the V skill, which is great. You know, down medium kick typically is a great button for Fang. But here's one matchup where if the opponent like doesn't understand that it's coming, then you can do V skill absorb. So that's a great tool for Zangief. Zangief, as I said, once he gets in, he snowballs. These are great tools. But I'm surprised to see that Fun People is like letting them work. I don't know. Oh boy, that's a bummer. You know, when this is something that I kind of wish was better for Zangief. This down jab into lariat. There's just a range where it doesn't work. Stand short into lariat in that same range does work, but it's a frame slower, and you can't combo into it outside of down strong and counter hit stuff. So this is a bummer that happens. But hey, you know. Oh my god. Oh, that's cool. Oh, he missed the link. No. Oh man, that's tough. Now, I mean, I would be concerned if I were Fun People right now too. Okay, now. Oh, what? What button did it beat? Was that strong? Wow. Okay, I actually didn't know about that. That's pretty sick. Why aren't you just doing that all the time? Yo, what did he do? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should have looked at this beforehand. I just figured it'd be good. I don't know. Yeah. Woo! I love that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff gets me hype in SF5. Somebody does something like down strong into forward fierce. There's definitely a gap. All right, you could have pressed buttons, but you're like so concerned that you don't feel like you should. That's typically to catch people trying to jump away. Is why you do the forward fierce right there. But I love like taking my turn again. I like stealing a turn. That's what I really enjoy. I mean, this is just Itazan, you know? I mean, what can you say? This is definitely some character stuff going on. I don't want to undersell that. You know, definitely the V skill has been important. Definitely pile driver is important, no doubt about it. And once he lands a, you know, fierce or EX pile driver, or if you're closer to the corner, strong, these are like, he gets to get going. He gets to like really start it up, and that's great. I'm just surprised to see Fun People like allow that stuff to be as great as it is, but you know, hey. Dang, he's so good. Okay, well, immediately then he screws it up. Woo! God, he's jumped over how many of those? Down forward fierces? Okay. Okay. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, he did the reset even. Oh, he went for full reset. Ugh. Oh my god! What? Oh my god! All right, we back up. We back up. What a round! This dude's too good. So he starts it off by picking exactly the right moment to jump over. Screws up the combo. No big deal. Another exactly correct moment. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know why. It's very interesting to see Itazan use the V-Trigger 1 in this way. This is something that I and many other Zangief players really tried to do a lot of in Season 1 when the character was new and the game was new, because the idea of V-Trigger 1 as a reset is cool. It's like it's fun and it's like theoretically good. Unfortunately, unless like the stars align and you get the full, you like get a reset, then into a pile driver, then into maybe another reset with the V-Trigger, that damage is about, it's a little more than if you just did button into V-Trigger into full launch into EX air pile driver. It's just a little more if you do like the ideal reset kind of situation, which is a bummer. So typically you just do it, but you know, that's cool. It's certainly it's an interesting use of V-Trigger for sure. He did get what, 3 resets out of it, that's awesome. Ah, okay, he didn't go in this time. That was good. Oh, but once you're up close, I mean, hey, that's he just done so well in that. What? Versus Geef? I wonder if that beats Lariat there. I haven't seen that before. Let me see. Lariat is like surprisingly not as good as you might think versus situations like this. I wonder if that medium kick beats Lariat. Anybody know? It does? Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Like if anything hits his body, let me, oh, this is before, okay. So when this connects and his foot is like in Geef's chest, that tends to beat Lariat. Lariat will win if things are up here or if they're like in front. But if anything is like in his body or if it's behind him, it almost always will beat Lariat. So characters that have these like down angled buttons that can like penetrate Lariat, those are really good. Like his jump medium kick, like Nikali jump fierce, like stuff like that is pretty tough for Geef to anti-air with Lariat. There's other tools obviously, but that's as far as Lariat goes. Dang, dude, I'm scared every time Itazan does the oh my god. Okay, all right. He just, man, he's so good. Like if I were playing against this, I think I might think Zangief is too good. Like I get it. I get it. If I were playing against somebody who was consistently whiff punishing with EX pile driver, or just consistently like guessed the moment to jump over my down forward fierce, or just consistently like guessed the V skill timing that he should use versus my pressure. Yeah, I get it. Woo! Oh no! My god. Oh, not in the corner. Okay, there you go. I don't mean to just be, you know, unabashedly rooting for Fang. That's not my intention, but there's just like a lot of choices that I didn't expect fun people to make. That's all. Dang! Yo, on purpose? Let's see. Is this on purpose? This whiff punish. Maybe. I don't know. You know, I just can't tell, but I wouldn't be too surprised. Oh no! Why? Oh, what a hard choice. That, I feel like that down short is a hard choice right there. What did Itazan probably try to like dash or something? Try to dash or jump? Let's see. Yeah, he probably tried to walk because he expected fun people to get backwards, but that was a good down short. I want to point out that it's not like these are things that like I haven't thought of before. I think it would be awesome to on reaction whiff punish a coward crouch kick with EX pile driver or with V skill or whatever. That's like as a Zangief, you definitely think like, oh, I should be whiff punishing, but that's hard. It's just hard to do, and he's doing it. So props to him. Ah, that was cool. That was a good one. Hey! Oh, buddy. Man, his button timings are just so good. Oh. Did he wait? Hold on. When did he press buttons here? Isn't Fang like +1 or something in that situation? And he tried to do down medium kick is what it was. Which is 8 frame startup. Okay, well. There you go, I guess. Oh no, I mean on startup, yeah. I know it's plus on block, but I guess there's more of a gap there than I had thought. Woo! Oh, he went. Oh, yo, he changed V triggers. What? That's the first time I even noticed. So he went with the fireball one. He went with the one where V skill becomes a fireball, because he's like so concerned about keeping Zangief out. Wow. I can't believe it's been this whole game, and it's like the 3rd round. I just noticed. What? Oh my god. The absolute... the need to wake up. Wow. I played Fang a lot before. I'm not playing him a lot right now, but in season 1 and then in season, what was it, 3 when you got an extra V-Trigger? I played him a lot, and I played him mostly in V-Trigger 1 rather than V-Trigger 2, although I think V-Trigger 2 is probably mostly better. Just because I thought it was fun to do things like canceling and going into specials like you're talking about. To have the projectile as a zoning tool I thought was cool. And you can just get rid of it faster. And, well, I guess you can lose V-Trigger 2 pretty quickly too, but you with 2 bars and the chance to activate again in a round, I think I like that cancel point as like a way to do whatever. So I was playing V-Trigger 1. But yeah, you know. 2 is usually better. I agree, for sure. Dang! He just... Is this luck? I was going to say, this is just luck right here. That Itazan happens to jump forward, and this is exactly when Fun People did a dash forward in that situation for the first time, maybe ever, in this set. Is that luck? I don't even know. Did he guess that that would happen? What? Oh, did he try to do... He tried to V-Trigger cancel, maybe? Is he just used to the other one? I'm trying to think of, like, why he would just do... that V-Trigger... that, sleeve. I don't know. That's a bummer for him. I'm not trying to root for Fang here. It's just happening. What? What are you doing? Oh my god. What are you... He's such a good player. This is so surprising. I don't know. Itazan's even his Zangief movement is good. That's not typically something you talk about when it comes to Zangief. Yeah, you typically talk about other stuff. His mix-ups are great. His spacing's great. His movement though is actually super good. Let's just watch. He gets hit. I mean, he's not like taking 0 damage, but his backwards movement, yes. His jump timings, excellent. And you have to be doing these things. You have to have good jump timings, but you also can't make it obvious for a zoner to know like when to, press a button to zone or whatever it is. Like this dash forward here. So he dashes forward. My guess is that he's looking to see that Itazan jumped in and he does a down medium kick or something like that, down fierce, whatever it is. But Itazan's movement is just so good that he's like so typically not where Fun People expects. Ooh. Okay, the full-on combo this time. Lay it out. Yep. Ooh. Oh my god. All right. That's one situation where I would be concerned about going in, but hey, it was the right choice, I suppose. These are Zangief tools that we're seeing. Obviously, it's the character. Like, it's definitionally, these are things Zangief can do. But man, so much of it is rather than just being the character's tools, it is such galaxy brain timings out of Itazan himself as a player. I just don't know if that's like reproducible. I don't know. He is so good. Is that stun? Maybe. Oh dang. It probably would have been if he had done EX. Maybe he didn't want to though. Oh! Interesting. Okay, we're seeing a lot better confirms and stuff right now from Fun People. Man, I was concerned before this began that, like, what if Itazan had too much to eat and now his belly's full and he's kind of like not playing that well. Maybe that was the case for Fun People. And of course, I have no idea like when any of this takes place. This could be over a period of time. I just have no idea. This is just like a YouTube upload. I really like that activation. I think that people sometimes get too hung up on trying to have a button in to activate. That can be great. But as Zangief, in particular, some other characters too, but there is a lot of strength in just activating from far away in V-Trigger 1. Because you don't get the same like button into plus frames that most characters do on their V-Triggers. He does in V-Trigger 2, but in V-Trigger 1 he does not. So that's not it's a safe activation point, but it's not a good activation point. In fact, versus Fang, it's not. If you do the whole blocked V-Trigger spin, Fang can actually V-reversal and punish from the other side. I think we already saw that. So it's actually not safe. And if you do it at a whiff point where Fang can like jump in on reaction, many characters can do that and punish him for doing that. So from full screen, I think it's actually pretty legit to just get into this. And if you need to make the comeback and we've already seen what great usage he's made out of it. So I like this choice. It's cool. Look at that. Look at that. And that's something that you need to already be in V-Trigger 1 to do. You don't typically get stand strong into V-Trigger spin. Only if you're already in it or only if it's a counter hit. So he activates. And he's like, well, now all I gotta do is just pick the right time to jump in. That's all. Oh, that was it? Great. Man. Ah, thanks. He's so threatening. Oh, and then Fang. Well, yeah, Fang can't really do too much in that kind of situation. I might have done sweep. I don't know. Ah, okay. This time he's doing jab. So we've seen Itazan try to press buttons there. That only works on longer meaties. Woo! Oh my god. Playing with fire, this guy. Yeah, okay. So it's already gone. And now any counter hit or any fierce or any roundhouse is gonna be into activation. And you can definitely hit confirm that. I mean, whoa, was it too far? Yes, oh, it was just too far. Yo, what an absolute, I mean, now it is possible. Here's what I was gonna say. It's possible to hit confirm stand fierce into V-trigger. I do that. I'm not even that great. Hit confirming stand strong counter hit specifically, but not counter hit. Not into V-trigger. I feel like that's pretty tough. And he like just did it right then. He just was too far away for it to actually go all the way through. But why? Oh, no. Oh, he screwed it up and then punished. But why? You know? But why? Let's back up here. So, Itazan is down in life. He's poisoned. He's going to be losing more life. You have to stop him from just dashing in at you. So you have to be doing something as Fang. But he has tools that aren't putting himself at range for pile driver, like just in case. You know, what do you say about that? This should have been the round. It wasn't. Whatever. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that he made the decision to do V skill there, and who makes that decision there? Like who thinks, okay, after all this time of you walking me back, or me walking you back, and you occasionally pressing buttons and stuff, now's the time where I'm not going to jump in as I've done before. I'm not going to dash in as I've done before. I'm not going to look to counter hit versus your stand strong. I'm specifically going to make the read that you will do sleeves right here. I would love to know why in that moment that was his choice. And I would also love to know why fun people made that choice too. I just don't know. I mean, these are tools that Zangief has, but I just feel like the guy using them is like so clearly amazing that what can you even conclude about the character? I just don't even know. This is definitely character stuff. You know, these are, okay, well. Yeah, again, his movement's very strong. Ooh, that was good. Interesting trade. Oh! Jeez. Oh my god! That's the first time! It's the first time he's done meaty roundhouse, and has fun people done wake up backdash? I don't know if he ever has. This has been, we watched for 12 minutes and 33 seconds of gameplay. That might have been the first time, and he was just right. He's just right about it. Well, that's it for this match versus Fang that I expected to go very differently than it did. I don't know. I mean, not that I expected Itazan to lose, I guess. It's not. I didn't have an expectation about who would come out on top. I just didn't think it would play like that with fun people kind of putting himself in bad spots a lot. That's what I didn't expect. So, I don't know what to say, I guess. I get, maybe, is one thing to say. I get why people in Japan have this way of dealing with tiers that is, well, just who's doing the best with character. Because although, you know, you can to some degree separate the decisions from the character tools, it's easy, and there's like a kind of understandable reason to just say, well, all the things Zangief that Itazan did are Zangief tools. That's definitionally, right? He can't be doing things with Zangief that aren't Zangief tools. And he just blew up Fang. He blew up one of the best Fangs in the world. Okay, like what's the counterpoint to that conception of whether a character is strong? My counterpoint would be, I think that's not the character. I think that is Itazan making those choices, and that nobody else would be making those choices. So this is, I guess, the way I would phrase it is that this is not an instance of two people of the same theoretical high level skill making choices. That instead, it's Itazan who is just so good making choices versus fun people who I typically think of as being like one of those great players, but it just didn't play like that this time. So I feel like that would be my rebuttal, is like, well, there's a disparity. But what if that disparity is against like everybody? What if there's just a disparity versus everybody except for 5 people? Then how do you like make the calculation? I don't know. The dude beat Justin Wong in Abigail versus Manat at Capcom Cup. How? I don't know. You know, he's just quite a player. He's quite a player. Well, I agree that it's not as much a blow up as some other matches that Zangief has, but I definitely think that Fang wins. I still think Abigail's good. He and Minot both got nerfed. I still think Abigail's good, though. But I thought he was good from launch. In Season 3, I instantly gave up Zangief as soon as Abigail came out. Or when was that? Season 2, I guess that was. Even though Zangief was good in Season 2, I was like, dude, this guy's incredible. This is like, Abigail is like all of the cool Zangief decisions plus more. So, okay. I always thought he was great. But I definitely think that Abigail lost to Minot and loses to Minot. Anyway. So, you know, my intention of using this review to try to suss out like whether it would be better for Itazan to play Zangief or Abigail. Why wouldn't you just play Zangief if you're making those choices? Oh my god. All right. Well, let's like move on. Bam. This will be Itazan playing the big ol' monster versus YHC Mochi Dhalsim. Mochi is one of the best Dhalsims. He has been in SF4 and SF5. He is so good. He's one of my favorite Dhalsims to watch. My favorite Dhalsims to watch are it's probably him, I guess. I would say Diddy Mokov is probably second. They are just, they're fun to watch. They're active and they're very strong. And Mochi in particular, I think is the best, but he just doesn't travel, so you don't like see him at CPTs. But I think he's the best. So here's my expectation, right? I didn't have a strong expectation out of fun people, other than that I didn't think he would put himself in bad spots. But I definitely do expect that Mochi is going to make the most out of situations. I do expect that from him because he's so strong. So we're going to watch him versus Itazan. This is a match that I definitely think Zangief loses. And that I think that Abigail is the better choice for. I think Abigail's the better choice in like a lot of these zoning matchups, but we just saw what happened as Zangief versus Fang. So I don't know, but maybe Itazan thinks that Zangief versus Sim is fine. I have no idea. For a while, some Sim players thought that it was not like a big win for Dhalsim. In fact, there was even a period of time where some Dhalsims thought that Zangief beat Dhalsim. That's true that they thought that. I never thought that. Those are the characters that I play. Like, I play Zangief and Dhalsim and, a couple others. But those are the ones that I have, like, played for a long time and back to previous iterations of Street Fighter as well. I've always thought that it's a win for Dhalsim in SF5. So, anyway. This matchup, I do think that Dhalsim wins, but that it's not a big blow-up. Yeah, maybe I jinxed it. We'll see. And I agree that I love this costume. This is so cool. Here we go. Anyway, 8 seconds later, and Mochi's in the corner. He dashed? What was this? This was medium. Quit it. Roundhouse. Quit it. Roundhouse. Quit it. Oh, he did it again. That was sick. Well, unfortunate error right there, but... What? It worked? I can't believe it worked. Oy, that needs to be confirmed. I'm actually really surprised Itazan didn't. He's so good at that usually. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the screw up. What? So my surprise is that I don't know why Itazan just did the thing. Why would you do that? That's a hard read right there. Maybe that's the name of the game, but that read is basically, oh, I hope Dhalsim did stand roundhouse or stand fierce or whatever, some button that you could like single button get through. Mochi's really good though. Dude, what a round. That was a wild start. Oh my god. Oh, he's so good at interrupting things. Oh, bummer. But I feel that already you see that Abigail has better tools. Does that make sense? That even though that was a round that was won by Mochi, and even though Zangief won versus Fang, don't you feel like there's like a lot that we've already seen from Abigail that shows that he can do it better? The fact that here we go. This guy, down jab. Zangief has one of the best down jabs. So does Abigail, and it goes far. It's got a great hitbox on it. It can be, chained, which is really good. That takes up space, right? Then this guy is clearly good. It's also a Hail Mary in the same way that I was talking about with the V trigger, but that's the character, I guess. And that is like a way to get in that Zangief doesn't have. Zangief relies on he relies on the zoner overcommitting. It relies on Fang doing EX sleeve at the wrong time, right? So V skill into pile driver in that instance. Or it relies on Fang doing like the down forward fierce at the wrong time and you just jumped at that moment. That was the moment you jumped. Well, those are two things that Abigail can do too, right? He has a parry and he has armor and he has a jump in. That's probably better than Zangief's even. But he also has EX run, for one thing. We'll talk about more as it comes. He still dashes. These are things that like every grappler player wants to do. Every grappler player wants to think, oh yeah, you're gonna keep hitting buttons, huh? Dash, 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 dash. Oh yeah, you're gonna keep doing it, huh? Well, wait till I get close. Dash, 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 dash. And then you lose. Everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be like, oh, you don't think I'm gonna jump now, so here's my jump, and you can anti-air it 100 times. We all think that. And he does it. Like I don't know. He does it though. Oh, that was cool. Oh, he did go for the reset. I'm a little surprised. I thought he might just get the knockdown and move forward. This right? So thank you. Whereas Zangief, thanks for the follow. Let me know if that's too loud. Okay, so Zangief in this situation would get a V-skill absorb. Thank you very much. But he would not then get all of this. Oh my god. Unless Dhalsim moved himself forward. So sleeves, yes! Fang sleeves, now you're close. But Dhalsim stands strong. Zangief wouldn't get this. All because the poor guy tried to press a stand strong. God. Oh, he died? Jeez! Wow. Indulge me. I just need to see this again. Oh! That was, he had what, 70, 80% life. There's one more mix-up. That was it. That was a parry into one mix-up. So we talked about how Zangief can get the snowball. If he does a pile driver, a fierce or EX pile driver, in some situations a strong pile driver. Yes, if he gets that, he's then is in a position where he gets an advantaged mix-up and he can keep looping that. But when he does that, each time he does that, pile driver is 250, I think, at max. Not even, it's 220, my bad. So the most he's getting in that situation is 220 damage. You know, I guess if he has V-trigger ready to go, like there's more that you could get, but that's not commonly the situation. This guy is getting, you know, obviously substantially more than that. So although it's not, this is a grab mix-up. Go back here. Didn't need to go back that far. So, okay, you know, he has V-trigger right now. So we have to assume that Zangief also would have V-trigger if we're trying to like compare the situation. So if Zangief has V-trigger 1, then he can do like that amount. That kind of red life right there. That's about what you get out of V-trigger. Unless you're going for the mix-up part of it, and then maybe you get nothing, or maybe you get a little bit more than that. It's not going to be a lot more. So, okay, if he has V-trigger 2, he could get about the same, depending on the mix-up or the combo or whatever. But what he doesn't then get in V-trigger 2, if you land the pile driver, it's over. That's the end of the mix-up. In V-trigger 1, you're at least close, but this is a grab mix-up right here. This is Mochi trying to jump out of a grab and do the V-skill float and then punish it. And so Itasan did that, and that's it. I mean, that's 2 decisions to death. Even if Mochi had maximum life, that wouldn't even matter here. This is about getting the stun and then the kill. That's not something Zangief can do. This is more than what Zangief has. I like that phrasing. He snowballs, but his snowballs have rocks in them. They definitely have rocks. Yeah. Look at his dashes, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, I would have just blocked too. I was trying to think in my mind, like, what would you do in this situation? But I think I would just block as well. So there was another thing that we saw that allows him to get in. This guy. Giant flip. Giant flip is, I mean, I definitely overused it when he first came out, but it's still very good. They nerfed it slightly, no big deal. It still like does the trick of, if you have flummoxed your opponent, then you can do it in pressure and maintain advantage. Or if you just like make a read that they're gonna press a button, you can just get over that button and now you're in, and either they have to block it because they don't have enough time to press a button, or you'll just hit them like he does here. Out of the stand meeting pick. I think that's pretty cool. Dang. Oh man, yeah, that's. Oh, I'm feeling it's hard for Mochi right now. Okay, yeah, he's a little settling down a little bit. Oh, no whiff punish. Yeah. Dang. So part of why the dashing works is that he doesn't always do it. Like he didn't do it right here. He did it once and then he was like, all right. All right, okay, fine. Well, it's not like a constant thing, and it can't be a constant thing. You just got to pick the moment. I feel like he picks the moment like pretty often. Oh! Oh! Oh, that was cool. Full-on sweep slide. Oh, he didn't link it! Yo, combo, he's still not dead. What an absolute chunk. This is oh, plus, oh my god. Actually, that may not have been. He may not have held it long enough. That was hard to tell. I was like right on the margins. Dang. I'm looking up the data on this. Hold on, buddy. Yeah, man, I know Mochi. No doubt. He is amazing. Anyway, move on. Wow, chill. Thank you. Dude, his movement's so good. I mean, as was Zangief. So you can definitely see, oh boy. You can definitely see some commonalities between his Zangief play and his Abigail play, because they certainly have some of the same tool sets. And same mindset, right? That you want to dash in, you want to jump, like you need to be close, right? So in order to get close, you know, many characters have common tools. They all have different tools, but they have, at minimum, dashing and jumping and stuff. And so you can see the commonality in terms of his timing on that, and how often he is correct. God, that just looks so obnoxious. Yeah. In season 4, Abigail. Look, Abigail's not Zangief. I like how they balance the characters. They nerfed Abigail, you know, I feel a little bit more than he needed to be. That was, you know, not a big deal. But what I like, actually, is that they nerfed his command grab range a lot. I like that, like, even as somebody who plays the character. Because now there's, like, there's a difference between Abigail and Zangief. I felt in Season 3 that Abigail was just better Zangief. And he just, like, all of his tools were just the better version of Zangief. Just a couple exceptions. But now that's not the case. Like, you really have to get, you're point blank if you're gonna get a command grab, and there's many situations where you don't get command grabs now when you did before, and that does make the character a little weaker. But I like that differentiates him from Zangief. So there's at least that. But if you are super sick enough, then you can be playing against Dhalsim and just walk in and do it like a genius. He's so fast. God. What? Oh, he's looking for a jump. What? So in this situation, say that Zangief does stand strong at about the same range. About the same range, right? Zangief stands strong. What does he get? I'll tell you. Absolutely nothing from that range. If he's got trigger, you can get into trigger. That's it. This big dude kills you. You're dead. Now maybe he won't die, but he's close. Will he die actually? No. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now, I guess the difference is, you might say, that in that walk back situation, that very slight walk back. God, this was a fast round, wasn't it? I'll just wait for him to get to the corner, because he got there fast. So in this situation right here, where you do a button here, this is not, I don't think this is even Abigail command grab range. She's got to be like right next to you. Yeah, this is not for sure. After that forward fierce, you're for sure not in Abigail command grab range. But you are in Zangief command grab range. So this is one of the things that's nice. When you are close as Zangief, you have a mix-up that most characters do not. You have a command grab or button mix-up. It's just that whereas in Abigail, his damage comes from hitting in this kind of a situation. He can't command grab here. Zangief, you can command grab, but if you get a hit, it's like just a hit. Right, you get to stand strong, and it, you know, however much damage that does, not a ton, comparatively speaking. Like, ideally, maybe you get a forward fierce, and maybe this is in range, actually, to get stand short into lariat afterward. But that itself is not going to be a lot of damage. It's a couple hundred damage. Whereas, if this guy presses the button, you just exploded. Jeez. You know? Man, he's such a good player. Was that confirmed? Yeah, you can definitely confirm. I can confirm it, so I'm sure that Itazan can. Confirm stand strong? 100%, yeah, because it's not a cancel or anything. You're just linking it. You're just linking stand strong into stand strong. It's that you can definitely do it. I think that's a good way to encapsulate it. Yeah, character crisis. Geef uses his buttons to set up his grabs, and Abigail uses his grabs to set up his buttons. That's right. That is exactly right. And that's so. I like that a lot about Zangief. I think that's super cool that he is a grappler. He's a grappler. Like all the other command grab characters in this game do more damage if they hit you. Abigail's the same. Laura, Mika, whoever else, right? Alex. Who else has one? Birdie. Zangief does more damage if he grabs you, and I like that. I think that's super cool. It's just like, that's the way I want to play. So I appreciate that, and I like that he's not like he's not Street Fighter 4 combo Zangief. Combo Zangief is fine. Like, I played SF4 and I liked Zangief in that game. I played him in that game, but I like that he is in SF5 a grappler. He's not a combo character. I think that's super cool. So yes, the point for Zangief is to harass you with buttons until he can get a grab, and the opposite is true with everybody else. As Abigail, point blank, command grab, gets you a couple hundred damage. If he has EX, he has big damage as well, which is part of why I really like him. But if he's just regular, then okay, some damage. But if he hits you, it's a lot, and it's the same if Laura, Mika, etc. So, I personally play V-Trigger 2 Geef in all the matchups where I think it's viable. There are some where V-Trigger 1 is just, it's clearly better. You have to have V-Trigger 1 in some characters, against some characters. But if it's like arguable, or if there's some matchups where I think it's actually better, then at every opportunity that's reasonable, I pick V-Trigger 2 because it's so fun. It's so cool. The damage you get from it, the fact that you get activation into plus frames, the fact that you can get a combo if you need it, just directly into V-Trigger pile driver. I like that stuff a lot. So, boop. Yo, the announcer's so sick in V-Trigger 2 for Geef. Yes. God. Oh, poor Dhalsim. I mean, again, I find myself rooting for the character I'm not supposed to be paying attention to. But how many in this round right here? So Abigail, fine, jumps. Oh, no big deal. He's just gonna do it again. All right, cool. What's his punish here? Medium kick. Tries to get something there. He just is not doing much damage at once. That's Dhalsim life. He shouldn't be doing a lot of damage. But it's, sometimes you just feel like, wow, it sucks. Oof. Wow. What? He may kill. No! Oh, did you die? No, okay. Wow, you actually may have died. One more mix-up. Oh, no! Oh, what? What? Why did he even do it? Oh, punish. Yo! Wait, no, how? I think that's -4. I feel like he could have gotten crouch light kick. Hold on, one second. I'm curious. What was the button? Fierce, right? Further. Oh, you can crouch light there? Let me see. It's -6. You could have done jab. Anyway, all right. Curiosity satisfied. Anyway. Whew! So one nice thing for Zangief too is that if he does find a command grab and it's EX or Fierce, or if in this situation have been strong as well, he would get continued pressure. Like he would still be there to harass. He would get another mix up. For Abigail, you don't really get like command grab into command grab anymore, which is probably for the best. I mean, you can certainly, it's like other characters' throw loops, where like Cammy doesn't really have a throw loop. You could press a button before she gets to walk up grab you, but she could do stand strong or fierce or whatever to blow you up from doing that. So you're still like, uh-oh. And it's the same way versus Abigail in this situation. So if Abigail had thought to do a walk up command grab, maybe it would have worked, because maybe Mochi would have thought, oh, there's going to be a strong or a jab coming, I got to block, and I'm just not going to do anything while he walks and grabs me. But it's not like it is for Gief, where Gief just gets it. He just has another mix-up. Yo, where did he jump from? Where was his feet? The feet were by the statue. The feet were 60% screen away, and he's got a full conversion for, what, 30% damage. Oh, interesting choice. Wow, gutsy choice as well. I'll let him to. Oh, why? Is that a punish? That kind of looked like it was, wasn't it? Huh. That's something Zangief wouldn't get. That's for dang sure. Oh, that was legit. What a good player. I feel like I'm constantly pointing out things that Abigail has that are better than Zangief, with the sole exception of once Zangief lands a certain pile driver, he gets to mix up. That's like what it boils down to, I feel. And while there are some matchups that I like that in, those are matchups where he doesn't need to get in. Those are matchups where like both players are jockeying for like mid-range. You know, characters like Laura, that kind of thing, like where like Laura wants to be pressuring too. Zangief just like shuts it down, and since they both need to be up close, they like are contending, and in that situation you can get more command grabs, and it's like kind of more practical. Whereas for Abigail, I feel like he in versus Laura is like fine, but it's not built for him in the same way that it is for Zangief. Whereas this kind of thing, although I think that Dhalsim beats both characters, I feel like is definitely the better one at getting in. I don't know. Yes, they definitely have Itazan Zangief top 5. Although he's been playing more Abigail, which is why I wanted to do this little expose. And with both characters, he's killing it. So what can you say? Oh, that was cool. Oh, not quite there. I like that versus Abigail. Okay. Oh, boy. This is smart. Definitely get that bit. Oh, my God. How many more mix-ups? One? Nah, probably needs more. Oh, my God. I'm worried. I'm concerned. Oh, he didn't kill. Okay, all right. Oh, my God. There are just some moments where you know that it's over. And that was this. That all this time, let's just go back, let's just watch this. All this time of Ita-san. Thank you. All this time of Ita-san starting the run, jumping, trying to dash. And he just gets doing sweep. Like, all these things just don't work. And he's lost, what is it, half life by the time he gets this sweep and it happens to connect. And now he's like, well, uh-oh. Okay, that's right, this came first. And then the second sweep that also crush counter. He's just willing to keep going forward. And everybody knows that's what the grappler likes to do. That's what I want to do. I want to do the same thing. How many times have I had in my mind, oh, he's not going to expect the sweep here. And then, like, he totally does. And now I get launched full screen. and I have to get back in, and I lose a lot of life. I can't even tell you how many times that's happened to me in my fighting game career. This dude is just doing it like all the time. Versus, in my opinion, the best Dhalsim in the world, YHC Mochi. He just does it, and he's just right like so often. Although he wasn't right every single time in this round, he did take about half life lost. That was let's count how many hits that was for Dhalsim. How many hits did he get? One. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, 6.5, whatever you want to count that. And then he dies. Whereas for Itazan, how many hits did he get effectively? Like, what is it? He did 1. He did a little damage earlier. I think it was a trade. So 1, 2, 3, I guess, yeah. 4. So it's 6. This is 5. This is 6. So they had the same number of correct, like, hitting, connecting tools. And one of them just melted. The other one is half-life left. It's not fair even to say that you just do it. That's not enough. Because every grappler player has that mindset. We all do. We all think, like I've been saying, we all want to do the jump there. We all want to do the dash there. We all want to do the sweep and so forth. The parry, the V skill, whatever. We all want to do that. It doesn't work out. Most of the time. For most of us. This dude is getting it all the time. So it's not, there is something else. And what it is, I wish I could tell you, because I feel that if I knew why Itazan connected so many, then I would just do it, and I would be the one in Capcom Cup. Like I would just be like, well, yeah, okay, this is the time when you're supposed to press the button. Cool. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Screw that. That's for chumps. Now I'm gonna be the one to do it. But I don't know. I mean, I can describe it in the vaguest terms. Yeah, he picks the right moments. Well, why? I don't know. I can tell you it's not the character picking those moments. The character is the thing that jumps in graphically in the screen. It's not the character's choice. That is Itazan's choice. And almost nobody makes that same choice correctly as often as he does. Man, yeah, human choices are cool for sure. Why? I don't know. I feel like this entire match has been fought in the corner. No, I guess for periods it's been on the right side, but I think a lot of it's been in the left corner. Woo! Yo, wow. Oh! Don't get hit once more. Okay. Oh, that was a crunch. Oh my god! Oh shit! He did it. He did the trigger. Oh my god. Look, this is definitely the archetype that y'all are talking about. I mean, you're right. With grapplers, you do tend to have more chances to make the right choice. And as the zoner, you have to make the right choice a lot. These are just like the fundamental design choices. That's part of why I like playing grapplers and zoners, because they are on the opposite sides of what I kind of feel is the same coin. And I really like both sides of that. But that's different from saying that this player so often like spends his life in the right way. He so often does it correctly. And that is something separate than just being like, well, that's the design of the character. Yes, we would all love to be able to do that. But Not all of us do it. Almost none of us do it. Wow, he jumped? Why? Yeah, wow. And he was right? Alright. Did he armor through? This cat is getting in the way. Aha, he did. Dang, he did dash up? Okay, wow. Alright, buddy. So, this is not a plus frame situation. Right here. And because he knows that, and because he knows that, Mochi knows that, he dashes up and does his armored move. That would have been unsafe. And he was just right. This is what I'm talking about. Like, can this be described as the character? Yes, in a literal way, that's the character's tools. Oh, just do dash up, EX, punch. Why not? Because it doesn't work most of the time. But there it is. Wow. So this is, again, a situation where, I mean, there's all these ways where Abigail's better than Zangief at getting in close. This is, what is this, number 8? We've talked about EX run, his jump being gigantic and from so far, and you get to do a lot of damage out of it. His, I guess maybe regular dash, V-trigger, sweep, parry into big damage. And then back fierce, maybe? I mean, there's just like a lot of ways where he gets in where Zangief wouldn't. Where Zangief wouldn't been able to. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Now, there's a lot of situations where Zangief capitalizes better with a grab situation, but where, you know, as we've seen, Abigail does a lot of damage. Woo! Oh my god. There's one more mix-up for the round. This is literally it, right here. This mix-up. No! Oh, wow, he survived it. Okay. Oh, man. The guts. I mean, shout-outs to Mochi. He did it. He tried the parry again. And the nice thing, oh wow. The nice thing too is that when Itasan finds combos with Abigail, that you died. When he finds combos with the character, he gets into the corner. He's just gonna do super right there. What do we got here? You often V-trigger 2 parry after forward fierce, I guess, with Ryu because you know that the opponent knows you're -1. You punish them for playing correctly, for sure. This is a basic and key point to playing well, of course. Usually that stuff doesn't work. Sometimes, and it's an important tool in your tool set. But usually not, and the usually is the key point because he has done what I assume you're referring to here is Itasan doing dash up EX punch through Dhalsim down jab when Dhalsim knew that he had wake up advantage. That interaction has happened precisely one time. This has been 10 minutes that we've been watching. Precisely once. And in that exact situation, Itasan has guessed right 100%. Because it's only come up once. But he was right. And you can say that about any number of the other things that we've seen, where it just comes up once. That happened with the Zangief match, where he was just like, yeah, you haven't done backdash on wake up the entire time, but you're gonna now, so here's roundhouse, and I crush counter you. Like that kind of thing has come up many times since we've been watching here. He just knows. He's just a genius. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. What a good player. Evo champion Itasan. Okay. Okay, so I really like that too. We all get into this mindset sometimes of thinking that this is the right moment and trying to dash and walk and yada yada. And you just have to be willing sometimes to back up slightly. And I mentioned that with his Zangief too, that he was willing to back up sometimes and that worked out really well for him. It can't always be the jump, the dash, the forward movement. It can't always be that because it's too predictable. So when you get up to a high stun point like this, yeah, just hang. Shoutouts to Mochi though for recognizing it and being like, all right, I'm gonna go in. Cause you're worried. Woo! Oh. God, he's such a terror. Oh, he did do it. I'm surprised. I thought he would just save it for trigger, which is so close now. Yeah, it was... Oh, he didn't do it! Oh. Yeah, and he couldn't survive it. It's not season 3 anymore. Woo! Oh, that was cool. I don't think I've seen down strong in that situation yet. I like that button there. Is he rubbing himself on the microphone? No. God, this is a great round right now for Mochi. He's just picking a lot of the right moments. Yeah, good stuff. He punished it well. This is a fantastic round. And this is the kind of round that I feel that Mochi is probably like very accustomed to getting. And that like I have been on both sides of for sure, where it just works out. But at almost any moment, if he had guessed like any of these wrong, this is the first round. Again, we've watched it for, there's a cat button my way here, for 12 minutes. That's the first round that he's had that's like that, where he's just in control. It's the first time. Deep into this. Ooh, very interesting. Oh my god, he was right. That's the first time again! The first time he's done run into flip and it worked. Well, of course. Oh. Well. Oh, you didn't do EX? But why? Oh, well, because it doesn't matter, I guess. Oh, wow, thanks a lot, Bizarro Wolf. That's super nice of you. Much obliged. Thank you. Oh. Next anything for the kill. Whatever it is. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. He even did the full-on mashy mash version. Keep it up? No. Oh, maybe you can't. Yeah. But so was it the same game where Mochi had the round? The round? It was, right? Yeah. Same game. So in this first round, in this game, Mochi is the one in control. Everything's working out. He got hit a couple times. No big deal. Nothing that was important. Only incidental stuff. By the end of it... Thank you. By the end of it, this round happened where, one parry. All right, one mix-up. All right, two mix-ups. That's it. God. Shoutouts to Itazan. What a player. Whoa, that was really good by Itazan though. I love the roundhouse there. It just takes up a great spot on screen versus that big body. Oh, he still got hit. Aye. Wake up button. Wake up his fastest button, which is 4. Still got it. Nice. Oh, he called it? Yes. Oh, the key. I'm actually surprised to see that the EX fire came out. Okay, well, it ends up working out, but I kind of expected there to just be like a chip kill opportunity. Okay. Dang. Oh my god. We've seen this one before. Ooh. Oh, very smart. Oh no! That EX is so threatening. Oh, smart stuff. I mean, you know he can cancel his parry into specials. Alright, what is it? Oh, the first time he screwed it up. Okay. Okay. Can't always get it right. Although he's pretty close. Was he literally waiting to block? Oh no, he already had trigger. Okay, okay. Why does he pop it here then, I wonder? What's the call? Oh man, there's so much. This is actually an absurd amount of gray life. I don't know that I've ever seen this much gray life just hang out. Oh, what? Mochi, oh my god. What? The absolute genius play of both of these players. Look at him! Oh! He killed! I can't believe it. That was incredible from Mochi right there. Wow. Oh! Okay, nice. What a trade. Yeah, he's always threatening with something. Like it, I feel like there's always a thing. You know, with the exception of if he's done it too much, now he's worried about stun. He's always doing something. Like he gets to this half screen and then it's just a, does he do run? Does he do dash? Does he do jump? Does he do parry? Slide as well. Like he's just always mixing it up between these things. And it's half screen where that stuff starts to work. Right? He's constantly doing it. I don't know if you know, I haven't been looking for this specifically, but I wonder if there's ever been a period of time that's longer than just a couple of seconds where he doesn't like do a thing. Unless he's again worried about stun specifically. Or death as in the last round. I think he's almost always doing something. Ooh, it's too far. Oh my god, the throw. Man, Mochi is very strong. But same with Itasan. Alright, let's try to count. Okay. Walking. Walking. Slide. Jumping. Button. Button. Walking. Walking. Run. Flip. Parry. It's definitely never nothing. It's never nothing. He's always active. Oh boy. Oh no! Okay. If that had been a straight up punish. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Boy, you know Mochi was sweating right there, though. Oh, that may be the end of the set. Yes. I wasn't counting who won and lost in terms of actual games. What was that? 2-2 or something? 1-2? I don't know. I mean, okay, here's a question. So he definitely lost that round when I began to count how often he's doing something. Let's go back. Just pick a random point. I don't remember what was happening here specifically. But let's just see how often he was doing this. Okay, run. Now it hit, so now it's no longer in neutral to like have to make the same decision again. But let's see if it comes up. Okay, jump. It worked. Is this dash up EX? Yeah. And again, dashing, jumping. All right, button, it kills. All right, move on. Yeah, walk. Oh, hold on. Okay, slide. Walk. Back fierce. Button. He's just always doing something. Even then! And he did dash up, crouching fierce, which is 1,000 frame startup. What is this? 11 frame startup. And his dash is 25. He thought he could steal 36 frames against YHC Mochi. I don't even why, but I mean, so often his decisions work. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, still moving. Oh my god, did it work? Did he kill in this one? I don't remember. Probably, right? He's got the life lead in any case. Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, I mean, it's that was his playstyle throughout the entire thing, and he definitely won a lot of it. Can we see how much he does moves against Guile? Well, I didn't download a Guile match. I'm sure something exists. Now this is going to be from Carozzo, Karozzo. So another person who does a lot of uploading of SF5 matches, just like ranked matches online. That I really like. I really like that. That's like a cool service to, you know, just kind of curate cool SF5 matches. I definitely appreciate that stuff. All right, so here we go. So this is versus, I don't know, NAF 05, who knows? And for Itabashi and Abigail, of course. And we're trying to see like how often he's doing stuff. There's a jump. Button. Walk. Jump. Jump. Button. Jump. I think we can safely conclude that he is being active. Button. Trying to trade. Trying to trade. Dash. Walk. Button. 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 Walk. Button. I mean, yes. The conclusion is he is very active. So like you know, my playstyle is usually not like this. Maybe it's something I gotta do more. I'm very patient, and I play that way because I tend to feel that like I can outlast people, unless it's one of the all-time legends, like Justin Wong outlasts me. But unless it's that, I typically feel like I can just outlast, and like I'm patient and it's fine, and I'll find an opportunity, and I'll just walk and just play grounded, and I'll just be like, I'll find it. But he is always doing something. And he's very often correct. Itazan is using Abigail again. Yeah, I mean, we saw it in CPT, not just in online matches. What? Yo, what a genius. Jump in, back fierce. Back fierce is legit. What a good button. I'm glad that they nerfed that. To be honest. Wow. Sick. Oh my god. Did he die? No, but anything will kill. Hey. There it is. These are just random matches. Yeah, these just like taken from online play. So, you know, you can't use these as... Oh, didn't get it. These aren't, you know, tournament matches where everybody's taking it super seriously, but I still feel that you can get kind of the idea. Don't take it as gospel, but I think you can take the idea. Oh boy. So he's down in life. He made the choice. Oh! Yeah, you can't do it, Guile. Ooh, could have. There you go. Okay. Yeah, right. This kind of thing still shows the approach. It still shows kind of some of the fundamental choices being made, proclivities, that kind of thing. Interesting to see more offense out of the Grappler. Oh yeah, back to the neutral game. So now we get to count. So button, EX, button, jump. Walking, obviously. Tried to press the button. Oh! That was cool from Guile. Woo! Button, of course. Putting up the shield. Button, walk, button, button, jump. Jump again. Oh! Oh! If that had hit, he actually might have killed. Because that would have been into V-trigger into super. What? He did it point blank? That's definitely gonna kill. Yo. I actually don't think that Guile destroys Abigail. I think Guile beats Abigail, but I don't think it's a destruction. And we're seeing why. I mean, it's the same reason as for Dhalsim. He just has a lot of anti-zoning stuff. He's good at that. Now, I don't think Abigail beats everybody. I think there's some matchups where he loses, but as an Abigail player, I tend to be more concerned about matches where the opponent's rushing me down than matches where I need to get in. I feel more confident in that. Wow. Oh, it's from so far. Oh boy. Yeah, who punishes that better than Abigail? Okay. You gotta make that choice, yes or no. Even still, walk, button, walk. Okay, patience. Okay. Trying to get out of there. Okay. I really like these defensive tools. And, you know, you can feel pretty confident that you only need, like, a jab or a down strong to trade or something. I think that's probably his mindset right now. Okay, I only need one, so it's no big deal. Down strong trade with the Sonic Boom or whatever. Yeah. Oh! Yep. Yep. So in that kind of closeout mentality, I totally get why you would stop pressing as many buttons. That makes total sense. There you go. That was a short one, but that's cool. Ooh boy. Oh, this is going back to the first. That's fine. Just ended on that right there. So his, I mean, his play is amazing with both characters, with both Abigail and Zangief. And it's hard for me to have watched that and come away thinking that Zangief is weak. But it's also hard for me to come away from that thinking anything other than that Itazan is like a generational talent in fighting games. Like I think the only reason that he's not, when you think of like the best Street Fighter players of all time, I think the only reason that you don't think of Itazan like immediately is that he's often been kind of hobbled with character choice. So in SF4, thank you. It's not that Zangief was bad, but he was rarely great. He was usually not. And when he was even good, Itazan was winning majors with him. And it's the same way in SF5. Zangief has been fine, but he's usually been mid or low. And when Zangief was good in Season 2, he won tournaments. And when Abigail was good in Season 3, he got second place at Capcom Cup. So I feel if he were a player that was like, yeah, I'll just use whoever's good, man, I think we would be talking about him as being like one of the best ever, because his decision making is almost unparalleled. So, you know, maybe I'll do another one of these in the future where I don't look at Itazan, because he's just, you know, his decisions are like nobody else's. Maybe I'll look at other people, and that's not to say that, you know, not to rag on other people, but other people are like more human than he is, and that may be a better way to look at this rather than the guy who has made people think in Japan that Zangief is top 5 or top 10 or whatever it is. That may better reflect how how the character tends to be played. I mean, this all goes back to what I was talking about in the beginning, which is the different ways to look at how sort of to figure out a character is good. So you can figure out that a character is good. Thank you. By just the sort of more common Japanese way, which is which characters are doing well, like in the real world, like who's actually winning tournaments, who's actually doing well when we're playing. And that's certainly one way. And that's a way that I don't like, because I think it mixes up the character and the player too much. Rather than, deciding which characters are better, it's as much about the players interacting with the characters. But I get it, because it's hard to differentiate, right? You can't be perfect about it. And every decision that gets made by a Zangief player is definitionally one that Zangief can make. So, okay, I get it. But the other ways are, count up all the characters that your character beats or loses to, and which ones are important. And if your character does well versus important matchups, your character's better. And if your character does well only versus characters that never show up in tournament, then who cares? And then the way that most commonly happens in the US is sort of in a theory world, if two players are both at the sim level of skill and they have the top level of skill and they're kind of both at about the same amount, then which characters would win? And you count up all the matchups and you kind of just put a number on it and see which characters end up at the top of the list and which at the bottom. I that's what I prefer. I prefer the second and third there. And by those metrics, I don't think Zangief's that great. I don't think he's bad, and I definitely won't tell you that. But I think he's probably mid. Not top 5. Not top 10. But 15th, 20th, I don't know. Something like that. But if you are looking at it exclusively through the prism of Itazan is using this character, then yeah, I get why you would say Gief is so good. I get it. I just think that is underselling Itabashi Zangief too much. That's I don't like it both because I think that it is not it doesn't tell you the character's options as much as it tells you the player's decisions, but also that it undervalues the player or overvalues them, however you want to phrase it. It doesn't give them the credit. Oh, Zangief's top 5, so Itazan's winning. Rather than, which I think is probably the more accurate way, Itazan is ridiculous, so he's winning with Zangief. Right? I think that's the more honest way to look at it. I don't know. Is Abigail top 10? I'm always so bad at that kind of thing because I have to see a list of characters probably. So let's see. I definitely think Akuma's better than him. I'm just going to go down the list. Akuma, Birdie, Cammy, G, Guile, Ibuki, Karen, Colleen, Bison, Minot. What are we at now? Is that 10? 11 Rashid, Mika, Zeku. So that's 13 for sure. And then there's some that I think are are arguable. He's an arguable. But those I all think are definitely better than him. And I wouldn't phrase it as that Abigail got nerfed hard. Personally, I don't feel that he got nerfed that hard. I like, as I was mentioning earlier, some of the changes because they differentiate him from Zangief. So I kind of like that. But on top of that, many of the changes were... So the V-trigger being 3 bars is probably the biggest thing. Second biggest thing is that his command grab doesn't have as much range. And then he's more whiff punishable on buttons. But, that's fine. Don't whiff buttons. That's not a concern. So I think that he's still quite good, personally. I never thought he was bad. Even on launch, when he first came out in Season 2, I already thought he was really good. Just from day one. And I was instantly confused why other people thought that he wasn't good. Still not sure. He seemed pretty obviously strong. And then in Season 3.1, right? 3.0, what do we call it? Whatever the initial launch version of Season 3 was, where he got all these buffs, that did not need to be he did not need crouching short, stand short into punch. He did not need that. Like, he did not need a bunch of stuff he got. So when he got nerfed, I was not surprised, and I thought that was cool. Like, it was fine. Yeah, stun, but, you know, I think they're not that big of a deal. I just think that the other characters are better. Rather than phrasing it as that Abigail's weak, I think that it's more like, well, there's like 10-ish characters who are like really good. By the way, somebody asked for my rank online, what I am at. I'm at platinum or whatever it is. Is it ultra platinum? Whatever it's called. I almost never play online. I played online. When was it? Maybe Monday night for the first time in a couple of months, and it was horrible. And I just stopped. I played twice, and I was like, enough. So I feel that I'll probably never get beyond that because I just don't want to play online. It's bad news. I don't know how people do it. It sucks. So I'm just trying to play offline. If that's all you got, then you know, you got to do what you got to do. But it's bad. It's bad. Hopefully they fix it. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for hanging out and watching the stream. Much obliged. So tonight, Thursday night, we're going to be doing the Tuesday show on this very channel. That's because this Tuesday, 2 days ago, I had jury duty, which I'll talk about tonight. And on top of that, we didn't want to stream, you know, basically out of solidarity with Amazon warehouse workers. You know, it was a little attenuated to get from there to not wanting to stream on Twitch. The calculus basically being Amazon owns Twitch. I'm not interfacing directly with Amazon in any way other than through streaming, or I guess buying Prime, but I didn't do that either. And so, well, all I can do to help is to not also give Amazon money via Twitch. I mean, you know, it's not a lot, but figured it's worth doing. So anyway, there was no Tuesday show this week, so we're going to do it tonight. And that's going to be, dude, probably a lot to talk about because we didn't do it last week either on account of I was coming back from Vienna when I went to Viennality in Austria. So there's a lot to do tonight. That will be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So in the meantime, I have to get some actual law work done and so forth. Thanks a lot for hanging out for now. Please give us a follow if you haven't. I'm, you know, trying to stream when I can. Intention is a couple of times a week in the mornings. Always in the mornings. So, hang out. Oh, by the way, let me know if you... Here's something that I would really like to do. I've gotten a couple of videos from people who want me to analyze their commentary. I would be happy to. I think that would be awesome. I'm, you know, in the planning stages of trying to get a program going to more sort of explicitly help commentators a little bit more, you know, intentionally. I haven't gotten that off the ground floor yet, but that's currently in planning stages. But for now, I would definitely love to like analyze commentary if that'd be helpful for people. So let me know if it is. If so, send me a DM on Twitter at UltraDavid or on UltraChen TV. Or if you're a Patreon or Twitch subscriber, send us messages on Patreon or Twitch. That's all cool. I check all that stuff. So let me know if you would like me to do that. I got one submission so far, and I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. I think that sounds fun. Let me know. For now, thanks a lot for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate it.